Hey everybody, welcome to my review for Beverly Hills 90210, the 35th anniversary digital release coming to you, available on Fandango at home. This is coming from Paramount CBS. I previously, you might remember I did an unboxing or whatever for the complete series DVD that came out a while ago, and maybe you're wondering, do I upgrade to a digital release to replace that? Well, I'm here to talk to you about what it entails in this release, which is very, very interesting to look at here. This release, I believe, kind of had a delay in it or something or other. Maybe not be quite complete yet. I'm not sure, because this was supposed to come out in October, and I was given my review code for it on Monday this week, which is November. So I don't know how that's going, but let's talk about this digital release. The series obviously was one of these staples of the 1990s pop culture. Came out in 1990 and got out of there in 2000. So it was like, it was a hot teen show. It was a big Aaron Spelling production from that decade. It spawned spin-off Melrose Place, and it also sort of spin-offy thing, The Heights, which actually Jessica Alsman and I covered the entire run of The Heights here, the all first 13 episode order of it from back in the day here. Like The Heights, I own the soundtrack to Beverly Hills 90210. My uncle had an extra because he was in BMG or one of those music things, and gave me the extra one. Interesting show. I remember through my latter elementary school, middle school years, watching it because it was what my mom would watch. My mom was more of a Melrose Place person, but 90210 was on before. And Fox had all these, like, it's weird, like Fox had all these like shows that were young, skewing. They're hitting margins that the other networks weren't. So they had more experimental shows. You know, you had Simpsons, you had X-Files, you had Martin, you had In Living Color, you had 90210, you had 21 Jump Street. It was Married with Children. It was an awesome network. It was against the grain, and for the younger people, it was like, yeah, like a lot of us now that are adults remember a lot of cool things on Fox. 90210, yeah, had launched great careers like Shannon Doherty, Jason Priestley, Luke Perry, of course, the big one from there. I actually went back and watched the pilot for this, and yeah, funny enough, as a bouncer, Jamin Hansu shows up. That's kind of cool. Very, very funny. So a lot of people stop by. Like I know Tiffany Amber Thiessen ends up joining the cast later, and it's a lot of fun. And I think I'm actually maybe going to go back through and actually enjoy the show proper for the first time. I've seen plenty of them from the early days and stuff, but very, very neat, nostalgic high school show. So let's get to the nitty gritty of this release here. So 90210 has been remastered. It's been restored, it's been new transfer, whatever, for this edition. 4K, new 4K scan, upgrade, everything else. And it looks pretty stunning. Like, obviously this was shot on film. Probably, I don't know if it's mastered on video or whatnot, but it might have been easy. There's no special effects to add to this, so it's not like Star Trek or anything like that. So it's probably easier to go back to the film, scan it, and put it here. But what they did do to the film here on the digital version is they restored. Let's take them showing images right now. Looking at all these, how good it looks, it seriously is impressive. The only spots where it's not impressive is where stock footage was used, and they obviously didn't have the wherewithal to go through and restore that, so the stock footage kind of looks like shit. But it's okay. Those aren't meant to be held there for long, and they're just establishing shots. So, yeah, the impressiveness goes away with the establishing shot material, but it's okay. Everything's got good color, depth, just really impressive detail on this, and it really lights up. I popped in the DVD for comparison, and that looks like this broadcast quality probably, it looks like ass. There's like a tinge over everything. Not great. But with the very impressive video is a caveat, because they have now made it to fit your 1781 screen, your 16:9, when this show was shot for, edited for, and distributed and displayed in 137 or 133.1 for 4:3 for your TV, because TVs in the 90s, 90210 did not make it to the HD era. And that has happened to many shows. Seinfeld has had that happen. Friends is a unique situation where they actually shot it 6:9 and cropped it later, but it also adds to weird stuff where they find holes in the set and weird things like that. But never mind, let's get back here. So they have to crop things. So you're actually, while you're getting a better quality image, you're actually not, because you're losing image quality, because they are having to take your square image and crop out the rectangle to make that and zoom a bit. So let's take I have an image here, and I apologize because I hadn't used my my drive, my Blu-ray reader, DVD reader drive in a while, and I think I put it in a spot and the back cord went bad. So I had to take a picture of my TV screen with this. Apologies, but for the effect, it'll work. So here's what it looks like on the, I picked, of course, the sexiest member of the cast here. But here's the image, and this is where I was getting, I got suspicious. There's a scene early on with Brandon and Brenda, and like you could tell because her head was halfway cut off. So when they do this, awkward frames happen and heads get cut off and stuff. So I immediately look, I'm like, okay, where's the guy's hand? What's at the top of his head? And look at the little bust below. I had my suspicions. So then I went and popped in the DVD set, and lo and behold, my suspicions were correct. If you'll look now, there's the whole bust, the whole head of it. Then there's his hand, and then not a lot above, but you can see the top of his hair and stuff like that. So that's going to happen continually throughout, and nobody, I'm pretty sure they just do a general sweep of things. I don't think everybody was going scene to scene to scene to scene to recut all these like that. They probably just put a genuine cut on them and went across the board, and what hits and what doesn't. So there's a lot of stuff that wasn't intended to be claustrophobic that is now claustrophobic, and there is stuff that is just awkwardly framed. People got their heads cut off. Things are missing from out of frame. It's the sacrifice, but for the most part, it's gonna be fine. And only a nerd like me is gonna point that out. Majority of people aren't gonna notice, and then of the very small group of people that are gonna notice, most of those aren't gonna care or understand the sacrifice made. So that's just my caveat. That's just what's going through. I like the original. I feel it's, I feel personally it's disrespect to the cinematographer, the camera crew, the director, director of photography, everybody who envisioned this image and made it, and now it looks awkward, and it's kind of like they tore up their work and stuff like that. I always feel that way, even when a movie was shot in 185.1 and they put it to 178.1, where very minimal, like a lot of minimal stuff's getting thrown away. I still don't like that. I prefer the original image as intended to be viewed, because that's someone's art that they're putting up there. And I know I'm saying art, and it's Aaron spelling 90210 trash or whatever. It's entertainment. It's still someone's art. People still cared to make this. I was supposed to look a certain way. So, with that out of the way, I do give the video a 4.5 out of 5. This is immaculate looking. This is, I mean, it's going to knock your socks off when you put it on. Job well done. Audio here is in English Dolby Digital Plus. Sounds about as good as you're going to get there. The way my setup is, I don't have it. I can't get lossless because I like proper setups and stuff, and so I have to sacrifice it with my streaming service. And no, it's clear, it's loud, it's clean. The music in the track, the audio mix sounds great. Everything's got enough space. Awesome stuff. So I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5 as well. There's 0 bonus here, as you see. This is what you get when you pop on. This is how it looks. You get a menu. And you're like, hey, look, it's a bundle, and here's all the seasons, and then you click to one season, and here's the episode drop down. And what makes me think is there might be updates, and they still might be tinkering with this, is because if you look, the thumbnails on this for the episode, they don't have thumbnails for all the episodes yet. Like, And this happens throughout the season. There's a lot of, like, some of them do, some of them don't. I don't know. I don't think this is a loading error. This happened on both my computer, on my phone, and on my Roku box. That's what I use. So that's how it was. But yeah, I have to goose egg you 90210. I have to 90210 you on this one because you have no bonus. So let's go back. Let's take a look at what we have here. I think the series overall, fun stuff, campy, 3.5 out of 5, enjoyable. The video, I give a 4.5 out of 5. The audio, 4.5 out of 5. Goose egg for the bonus. You gotta have bonus to score on bonus. And then overall, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I think if you don't own this or find a good deal or season by season or something, even though the image is compromised, it's a hell of a lot better looking than the DVDs. The DVDs look quite underwhelming and quite harsh compared to this. So I would go with this, better on your eyes, easier on your eyes, and it works. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's 90210. Most people aren't going to care about this. If this was something like a classic show, like Get Smart finally came and they did this to it, no thank you. But I think for 90210, this is fine. I was enjoying watching it. I do get weird when I'm like, why does it look like that? But is what it is. So I appreciate you watching. I'm always weird about doing digital reviews, but I thought there was a lot of meat to this one. And I could talk about comparison because a big thing had been done, and there's no physical copy available at this time for 90210's 35th anniversary. It's only digital, which you can get at Fandango at home. So if you want, I don't do digital reviews because like I was saying, nobody watches them. And it's a weird thing because a lot of it depends on people's internet quality and stuff. And this is more of a collector's channel and stuff. And you guys want physical media reviews. But I've noticed my DVD reviews have been doing well. And I didn't think those would. So if you want digital reviews too, let me know in the comments. I'll do more digital reviews as long as you'll watch them and talk to me about them in the comments. So, but like I said, this one had some meat to it to talk about, and there's no physical copy available. So, 90210, check it out, Fandango at home. As always, I appreciate you watching, and everybody, stay film positive.